Hi, I'm doing day 190 and 191. The posts were about opening up a point that came up during when I got into work one night, and I was a few minutes late, and I saw a whole point open up within myself and how I behaved towards this coworker based on her initial approach to me as confronting me within the reason why I was late. I was late a few nights, and this was causing her to be late for her next event that she had to go to. So she confronted me on the point, and immediately when being confronted by her, I went into this personality of taking it personally. Like, I saw it as like a personal attack on me. And thus, immediately within this taking it personally personality that activated when I was confronted, like a conflict situation, I immediately went into a defense, and I immediately went into this point of superiority and making it about her. Regardless of the proof and the evidence and the honesty within myself that I knew I was late and I knew I had been late, and she had reason and valid reason to approach me and figure out what's going on with me. And instead of standing and taking responsibility for myself and directing the points within myself and, facing what was gonna be within that conversation with her, I didn't go there. I went to the ego points. I went to the fear. I accepted the thoughts, the backchat thoughts in my head. And so I ended up causing abuse towards her and being rude and creating an uncomfortable and unnecessary situation within the span of the activation was instant when she confronted me, or she said that to me about being late, and then it accumulated from that point, and it was about 3-4 minutes. So it was a fascinating point to see, because I was aware of it, and I was in the energy possession of it. So it was just an interesting point. It was not a cool point, obviously, because I did cause abuse, but it was a point of awareness for myself and a point of kind of learning to see who I am within these possessions and how quickly it's activated, how quickly I walk right into it, how quickly it overcomes me, and what I do to try to get myself out of the point of facing, like her facing the point of consequence. The point of consequence was facing her in this conflict situation. So the first dimension I looked at was the thought dimension within the taking things personal personality, and it was the thought that she's wrong. And so within this point, I immediately, when she was like, "Why are you late? What's wrong with you?" Not what's wrong with you. She's just like, "You're late. You've been late for the last 3 nights, and I have to be somewhere, and what's going on." And so immediately I made her, in my head I was like, "Nope, she's wrong. She has a wrong time." And then from there I just allowed the thoughts to accumulate, and then the energy also activated, and it was anger and irritation, and so I used that to fuel this point of she's wrong, and this fueled the whole behavior, my physical behavior as well. it changed my physical behavior. I was fine coming in. I was just, fine. And then when she said that to me, my whole personality changed, and I was angry now. I was irritated at her. I wanted to prove her wrong. I looked at her as not as worthy as me, not as smart as me. She's got it all wrong. And so, I found that this point of taking it personally was the initial activation point, because I made it about me, like she's attacking me and I have to defend me, and so making it into a point of competition, and then making her the enemy and me the, victim. So and within these thoughts that she's wrong, and these initial thoughts that came into my head, the initial thought was, she's wrong, I'm right. And so that just justified within myself accepting that thought and following it into why she's wrong, why it's her faults. And then I went into the point of time. I was like, she's got the wrong time. It's not past 8 o'clock. And I didn't have a watch and I didn't have my phone. I was relieving her. I work with the elderly, so I went into the room with the woman I was working with, and I stopped our conversation in the middle. I was saying hi to her. I was like, no, hold on, because I had to go and check the clock to make sure, because I wanted to know what time it was, because I was sure and I wanted to prove that I was right, that it wasn't 8 o'clock yet. And it was like 8:05. And so I was completely just out of control. And it was all based on the taking personality, going to that personality initially when she approached me, and then taking it personally, and then going into the attack mode. And so I did self-forgiveness on these initial thoughts of she's wrong, I'm right, not accepting those thoughts, not going into that point of, activating that personality through that thought of justifying my behavior and making it about, enemy, victim. I'm the victim, she's the one trying to force me to be a certain way. Whatever the point was. Not whatever, but it was that point of like enemy. She's the enemy. She's trying to just fight with me or whatever. And so this was the first activation point, which led to a domino effect of thoughts, and then emotions, and then fear also activated as well. It was the next blog I did was on the fear dimension, so I'll walk that vlog tomorrow. So just pretty much stopping these initial thoughts, not allowing them to direct me, not following them, because once they're followed, the possession takes over and it's hard to get out. It's not impossible to get out of it, but it activates it and the energy's flowing and you're into it now. And it's like a possession personality point that just takes over, and you just want to, within that moment, I just wanted to make it about her, blame her, and take all the points of responsibility off myself, because I didn't want to face myself in conflict. So it was a fear that initiated this whole point. Fear of conflict. So next blog, I'll walk the fear dimension and continue on with this conflict with a coworker. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.